Again, I'm Braden Hart, and this is my son Braden. We were in China, we were in Qingdao in June of 2008. Braden was diagnosed back in, I'm thinking it was April or May of 1996 with ONH. And at that time, we walked in and had the acuity done. And we went in not really knowing anything about this. They told us the same thing. ONH, that's it. It's optic nerve hypoplasia, and he's not going to see there's nothing can be done. We just kind of took it for granted that's the way everything, because it was very, very rare when we found out in '96. Never heard anything about it before. So I sit there and I kept thinking, you know, there's got to be a way. I didn't know optic nerve, you know, the eye, the cornea, all that. If there's a transplant for one, you figure there's a transplant for something, for everything. And if I've, being in my 40s, I've seen everything I need to. If I can let him see with half of what I have, he's going to get it. But it all came down to a day between Christmas and New Year, 2007. We make early jaunts in the morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And when you have a child ask you a question at 12 years old, am I going to be able to drive? What do you say? And I've never pulled any punches with Braden, he's never pulled any with me. I told him, I said, at this time, there's nothing to be done. But it wasn't that we weren't trying. Less than a week later, I had a phone call on a Sunday morning. My father saw an article in a local newspaper about a little girl from Missouri that had optic nerve hypoplasia and went to China and had a stem cell procedure. And I'd asked doctors, probably not in less than a year, because we see the doctor once a year for Braden's vision, get his glasses changed and so forth. And they said, it's a hoax. It doesn't work, it's not going to work. So I read the article, I saw the website. I said, well, I guess I can call this lady. She gave a phone number. I said, either she's going to talk to me or she's going to hang up. And from that day on, we probably talked at least once a week. One way or another, whether it's about the kids or whether it's just about when's the next time we want to go to China. But we got a little something here that our friend Ashley, she's been following us. She's over here filming all this for us. She's been following Braden's journey, I guess since late January. She got involved in 2008, about 5 months before we left for China. And things people will do, the lengths that people will go to help. Everybody thinks they're going to have to do this by themselves. It's not easy. It's not easy. Let me see if I can get this here.
You can run up and out of court.
Braden Hart is on the 6th grade Herman basketball team.
Well, it's a great thing. Braden's dad and I played basketball as young kids too, and we really took that sport real serious. And it was a pretty big deal to see him be able to get the same opportunity we had years ago.
There's really no words for it. It's just something that we've been trying to do. And this was the first year we actually got a chance to get him into the game.
Oh my gosh, that's great. It's unreal. No words to explain.
Just getting onto the court is putting Braden at risk to get hurt. That's because 12 years ago, doctors diagnosed Braden with optic nerve hypoplasia. Braden can't see out of his left eye and only has some vision in his right eye.
But he doesn't see the ball until it's within 6 inches out there.
He sees a different game out there than most.
On February 23rd, with less than 5 seconds left in the game, Braden's dad walked with Braden onto the court. Players stood around him and gave Braden a chance. And after only a few missed shots, he did it again.
Oh, you can get goosebumps, I guess. Just see how happy he is. Just like right now, chills up and down my back.
Oh,
very emotional. It really brought a lot of tears, and I was so happy for him to have that opportunity.
Hard to believe that one shot worth 2 points can mean so much.
It makes me feel good and more powerful. You make a basket.
That's probably the best feeling. I've been coaching basketball for about 8-9 years now, and twice we played him at the end of the game, and he's had an opportunity to score, and whenever he scored, that's about the best moment I've had in basketball the whole time.
I said, you did it again, buddy. That's it. You did it again. And all he did is scream and holler and jump up there in my arms.
A sight everyone can cherish. Ashley Farrell, KOMU Sports, Herman.
That's what it's all about. I mean, it's for the kids. We watch it once a week. People call me. I mean, I get phone calls all the time. How's Braden doing? Well, Braden's vision was 20 over 400 from, I guess, the first to knew it, acuity we had, was the first time we saw the doctor in probably 96 or 96. It's always been 20 over 400. 20 over 400, very little light perception, is about dying. We go through the whole process, and next thing we know, June 26th, 27th of 2008, we're in Qingdao, China. And we're ready to see what this is all about, because we talked to Riley. Riley came up with us for fundraisers, and just to have that support was, it's overwhelming. I mean, Braden sees everything going on with fundraising and stuff and wants to do as much as he can. It's not easy. But when we got to China and we met all the other families that were there, and Braden started seeing each other, the only thing he really remembers is, as well as I did from the beginning, in these last 6 months before China, was there's nothing can be done. It's a very rare thing that's happened to you. But when we get there, there was 3 other kids, 2 younger, 2 older, 1 younger. They were all identical. 20 over 400 in the right eye, very little light perception in the left eye. So we went through the whole situation. Braden was a trooper. I still tell everybody, I was just along for the ride. Braden went through. He had stem cells put into his body, and we didn't see anything. I mean, some folks will, I guess depending on what their acuity is, which is their vision 20 over, they will have, maybe they will see a little something, like Riley saw something while she was in China. We didn't see anything. 90 days after being back from China, we went to see the doctor, 20 over 400, very little light perception in the left eye. What's the first thing that I think? Never said this to Braden, but did I do the right thing? And it took me about 3 seconds to go, I know I did, because I stand by something I've said for a long time, that if you don't go, you will never know. We went 6 months after post-China, February 4th, which is my brother's birthday. We were up, actually Ashley had us up and put us on television again to give our story. We went and saw the doctor, I believe, was that the day we had lunch with Dawn, because they were there seeing the doctor in Columbia, Missouri also. Braden's acuity at that time was 20 over 150. So 6 months after being back, he didn't notice it. He still told me a couple of days ago, he told someone, he says, I didn't even know it. I believe he told one of the ladies here taping us yesterday. He said, it's so gradual, I didn't see it. But I noticed things. When we were back in China, I noticed it probably within the first month. Used to, he would sit in front of a 37-inch television and be within 2 to 3 foot so he could watch his programs. When we come back, I bought a 50-inch widescreen television. He's laying 12 foot across the room on the couch. TV isn't much bigger if you do the measuring out and stuff. It isn't that much bigger than a 37 to a 50. You're just getting more projection.